My beloved child, this Easter is unlike any that have come before. It is not merely a commemoration of a sacred event in the history of faith, but a divinely appointed turning point in the destiny of your life. This season bears a heavenly imprint, a doorway of transformation opening for your soul to step into the new, which I, the one who holds all times, all cycles, and all truth, have prepared for you from before time began. Do not regard this season as just another customary celebration, for in this very season, as my Son is resurrected, I also desire to resurrect within you the things that have long lain dormant, buried dreams, forgotten promises, and desires you thought had faded into silence. There is a specific moment, an appointed time that I have etched into the timeline of your personal journey that is about to be awakened and fulfilled during this very Easter. This moment is not something you have found by chance, nor is it the fruit of your striving or fortune. It is something I engraved into the blueprint of your life. Every second you have lived, every trial you have overcome, every silent tear you have wept in the stillness of long nights, all of it has led you to this point, to this significant moment I am about to unveil. You are not reading these words by accident. It is I who orchestrated this. I have used every winding road, every seemingly backward turn to lead you here, to this divine threshold where I will reveal what your heart has long yearned for. And now, as I speak to you, do not think these are merely quiet musings in your mind or fleeting emotions in your heart. No, my beloved, every word that proceeds from my mouth carries within it the power to make what is not yet seen become reality. Every echo from my heart is a command that reverberates across the heavens. When I speak, eternity shifts, and in this very moment, the heavenly realms are stirring, angels are being dispatched, and the rivers of grace are beginning to pour forth to bring every promise I've made to you to its appointed fulfillment. Do you know this, my child? Every vision I've placed in your heart, from the flickering embers of dreams you've scarcely dared to acknowledge, to the hopes you thought had slipped away, not a single one has fallen out of my hand. Not one seed I've sown into your life lacks the potential to blossom in the time I have ordained. And now, as Easter unfolds, not just a season to celebrate the resurrection of my Son, but a season to awaken the resurrection within your own soul, I am shifting the heavens on your behalf. You may not see it, but thousands of things are moving in the spiritual realm. Doors that once stood silent are beginning to tremble. Barriers that held you back are cracking open. Walls of delay and denial are being torn down, because my very hand is working behind the unseen veil. My child, this season you will encounter moments that seem so gentle, so fleeting, like a breeze brushing across your cheek. But do not dismiss them. These are my touches. Moments when your heart stirs for no apparent reason, when you're walking through the noise of the city and your soul suddenly falls silent, sensing a sweet yet sovereign presence surrounding you. These are signs. These are whispers from eternity touching the temporal. These are confirmations that I am near. You will feel me in the gentle warmth of the sunset that captures your gaze longer than usual. You will recognize me in an old song that suddenly pierces deep into your soul. You will see me in seemingly random encounters, yet none of them are by chance, for I arranged them long before you even prayed. And in all these things your soul will know, beyond any shadow of doubt, that I am walking with you, step by step, beat by beat, breath by breath. But my beloved child, in order to recognize this, your heart must remain attuned, not in a state of tension or worry, but in a posture of peaceful attentiveness. Learn to slow your inner pace so that you do not miss the sacred moments hidden within the noise and haste. I am not hiding from you, but there are times when you are moving too fast to stop and look. I am always speaking, yet there are moments when your mind is too restless to truly listen. In this season, I am inviting you to enter a new frequency, a realm where you do not live merely by what you see or hear, but by the deep perception of faith. For I am the one who is not only found in mighty wonders, but also dwells within the stillest moments. I am not only the God of thunder and consuming fire, but also the one who draws near like a gentle whisper. And it is in this way that I choose to come to you in this season, because I long for you to know that intimacy with me is the foundation for every transformation in your life. Before I lift you up before others, I desire you in the secret place. Before I open wide the doors of destiny, I want your hand firmly in mine. Before things manifest outwardly, I want your inner being to be filled to overflowing. And it is from that overflow that I will move. You will begin to witness divine connections unfolding. Doors once sealed shut will open effortlessly, not because of your striving, but because my favor leads the way. The storms within your heart will subside, not because the problems have disappeared, but because your soul has been anchored in me. You will marvel as old dreams come alive again, not to torment you, but to be fulfilled. Those who once turned their backs will return, not to repeat the past, but to witness the new thing I am doing in you. My child, remember this: it is my presence that births true miracles, not your efforts, not the calculations of the wise, but me. When I enter, everything changes. And in this season, I am not merely stepping into your circumstances, I am stepping deeper into you. Not to change your surroundings first, but to transform you. For when you are changed, you will carry change wherever you go. I want you to become a living stream of heaven on this earth. I desire that every word you speak be laced with the fragrance of hope. That every touch from you becomes a bridge between broken souls and me. I long to mark you as one who bears the imprint of resurrection, not just as a witness of new life, but as one who walks in it daily. This Easter season is arriving as a divinely appointed moment, a time I myself have waited for, to encounter you in a new, living, and deeper way than ever before. This is a sacred appointment I placed in the timeline of your life, long before you ever knew me, before you uttered your first prayer, even before the years that seemed aimless and weary. And now, every step you've taken, even the slow ones, even the ones where you stumbled, have been leading to this convergence, where I will meet you in fullness and glory. It will not be just another ordinary day, not a moment recycled year after year in the cycle of time. This moment will be so sacred, it will feel as though time itself stands still. The veil between the seen and the unseen will become so thin that your soul will tangibly feel my presence, surrounding you like a soft yet powerful cloak. You will not need anyone to confirm it is real. Your very heart will whisper in the silence, "You are here." It will not be dazzling lights or thunderous voices that reveal me to you, but the gentle peace that floods your heart, a vibration that words cannot describe, a silent wave awakening parts of your soul that have lain dormant. You will feel your heart stirring in a strange and holy way, not because of emotional excitement, but because of a collision with heaven. That is when you will know you are standing exactly where you were destined to be, in the appointed time, and right in the center of my perfect will. I do not choose the perfect ones to encounter me in extraordinary ways. I choose those who seek me with a sincere heart, with eyes longing to see the light, with ears still attuned amidst the noise of the world. And you, yes, you, are one of them. You have walked through many seasons wondering whether the promises once spoken still hold true. You have looked back on the words I declared and questioned why they have not yet come to pass. But now, let your heart know this: I have never forgotten. The words I spoke still echo through eternity, and this season is the moment I desire to bring them to life. You may not feel ready. You may feel you are not holy enough, not strong enough, not steadfast enough to be chosen for something great. But it is precisely those who feel weak whom I love most tenderly. It is the broken-hearted in whom I lay a new foundation. And in this Easter season, I do not come to demand anything from you. I come to give, to return what you thought was lost, to add what you never dared to dream, to renew who you are. In that moment, when I draw near, you will not need to say a word. No speech, no ritual is necessary. Only an open heart, only a simple whisper: Lord, I am here, and I will wrap you in my sweet presence. Enough to heal old wounds, enough to rescue you from every delay, enough to restore the faith that once faltered. My love will not demand or pressure you to change instantly. Instead, it will surround you until you yearn to be made new, not out of fear, but because you have tasted the beauty of true life. The joy you will feel in that moment will not come from the outside. It will not depend on your circumstances, nor be limited by what you have or lack. It is a divine joy, born from the deep harmony between your soul and the one who created it. Like a silent symphony reawakened after a long slumber, the song within you will rise again, and that joy will whisper to your heart, you are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are walking in step with your Creator, and that realization will mark a turning point in your life. A day you will never forget, not for what happened around you, but for what was made new within you. I know there have been many seasons where you waited, and nothing seemed to change. There have been Easters that passed with your heart still heavy, but this time, you will not walk away empty-handed. This time, you will not merely hear about resurrection. You will experience the power of resurrection in your spirit, your soul, and even your body. What has died within you will come alive. Forgotten dreams will be remembered. The parts of your heart that once closed, I will open. And you will walk forward with new light in your eyes, with genuine laughter on your lips, and with a strength in your steps like never before. My beloved, prepare your heart for this divine appointment. Ready yourself as one would prepare a home for a most honored guest, not with fear, but with anticipation. Do not let this season pass you by unnoticed. Do not let the worries of life blur what is eternal. Make time for me. Be still amidst the rush. Open the scriptures, not just to read, but to hear my voice. Pray, not only to ask, but to simply be with me. Because what I am about to do is not just a fleeting emotional moment, but a divine realignment. A holy shift in the journey of your life. I am preparing a revelation, not only for you to see me, but for you to see yourself clearly in my light. I will open your eyes, so that you may understand what you were destined for, and why the past years held such barren seasons. All of it was preparation. And now, in this resurrection season, I will do what no one, not even you, could have anticipated. For I am the one who makes all things new, and what I have promised, I also have the authority and the power to fulfill. Come forth, my beloved. Keep your heart wide open, for a divine appointment is drawing near, and when it comes, you will no longer be the same. You will emerge from that moment as one fully restored, in faith, in vision, in love, and in calling. You will know beyond a doubt that this is no ordinary season, but a season of encounter that changes everything. And it is in that sacred place where everything will begin again, just as I have always intended it to begin. My beloved, in every moment that you live in this world full of turmoil, there is an invisible battle taking place. A battle not merely for your time and energy, but for your heart and soul. The seemingly harmless distractions, the everyday busyness, the subtle pressures, and even fleeting pleasures, all these can become tools the darkness uses to pull you away from my light. It does not come in easily recognizable forms, but hides behind the to-dos, the musts, and the plans that seem wise, yet are merely veils of mist obscuring your view of what matters most. My divine presence and the goodness I am quietly preparing for you in my everlasting love. The enemy prowls continually. It does not always roar like a lion, but more often it comes with the faintest whisper, like a gentle yet persistent breeze saying, "You are not good enough. You are unworthy. That promise is not for you." And if you are not discerning, those lies will take root in your heart, withering your faith and stealing the innocence of your spirit. But my child, I have not left you alone. I know the trials you face, those moments when your mind feels lost in a maze, when your heart grows weary, when the light of hope seems shrouded by clouds of doubt. I understand every heavy breath, every slow step you take, as you try to stand firm in the storm. And because I know, I have placed within you a treasure far greater than any force of evil, my Spirit, the Spirit of truth, who never falls silent, who never loses you in the clamor of this noisy world. My child, there will be times when you ask, "How can I hear your voice amid the lost sounds of my own heart?" But I say to you, if you pause in stillness, if you learn to listen with your heart and not just your mind, you will discover that I have always been speaking to you, through every tender ray of sunlight, through the eyes of one who loves you, through the sacred longing that stirs in your soul, even when you do not understand why. Do not dismiss these quiet signs, for it is in the seemingly unnoticed things that I am sowing into you the signs of eternal life. My Spirit is not only your comforter when you are exhausted, but also your guiding flame. He is the one who awakens you from complacency, the whisper that calls you back when you are tempted to stray. He is the alarm that sounds when you begin to follow the worn paths of the crowd, the gatekeeper of your heart, helping you discern what is true from what is false, what is light from what is darkness disguised as light. And when you allow my Spirit to move freely within you, you will receive a strength that does not come from human striving, but from the deep surrender of your soul to me. My child, do not let the noise around you blur the sound of my voice. Do not allow the hurried pace of life to pull you away from the present moment, the sacred space where I dwell, where I wait patiently to speak with you. Remember, I do not reside in the past nor in the future, but in the eternal present, the space where your breath flows, where your heart beats, and where your soul reaches for meaning. It is here, in this very moment, that I extend my hand toward you, gently call your name, and invite you to step deeper into the holy ground of communion with me. You will come to realize that when you draw near to me in stillness, clarity begins to unfold. The confusion that once clouded your mind will begin to dissipate, not because the circumstances disappear, but because you are now seeing them through eyes illuminated by the light of my Spirit. The lies that once held you captive will fall away like decaying shells. For truth has a way of unveiling all things and setting the soul free. You will no longer be swayed by fleeting emotions or carried off by the currents of public opinion, because I will be your anchor amidst the turbulent seas of life. Even in the smallest acts, cleaning the house, shopping for groceries, preparing meals, or caring for your loved ones, you will find me when you carry them out with reverence and an awareness of my presence. Your life, then, becomes a living hymn, a song of praise without melody, born from the quiet truth of a soul that knows to whom it belongs. My child, never overlook the sacred importance of focus in your spiritual journey. The enemy will not relent in its pursuit to distract you. It will stir up false urgencies, intensify your anxieties, and draw you into the exhausting cycle of comparison, performance, and pressure. But you were not created to live this way. You were fashioned for worship, for abiding in my presence, for carrying my light into every place you tread. I am calling you back to the simplicity of faith, to that sacred place where even the faintest prayer can stir the heavens, where a single breath invoking my name can send darkness fleeing. I do not ask for your perfection. I invite you to live in truth. I am not waiting for you to become worthy, because it is I who makes you worthy through my unconditional love. And every time you choose to return to me, you step once more into the rebuilding of all that was stolen through deception and doubt. So do not be afraid, my beloved. Though the shadows may linger, though busyness may surround you, though the voices of the world may grow loud, my voice will still echo, gentle yet unwavering, from the one who loved you before you ever knew how to love. Let your heart be cleansed, let your mind be renewed, let your spirit awaken, and let your soul be anchored in the leading of my Spirit. Because in the end, it is not this world that defines your worth, but I, the one who chose you, who called you, and who still waits to see you live out the noble identity I have destined for you. In every trial, in every distraction, and amid every deceptive voice that tries to surround you, never forget, you do not walk alone. I, the Eternal One, am right beside you every moment, and that truth alone is enough to hold you steady until the very end. My precious child, never underestimate the weight of each choice you make in this sacred season of resurrection. Within every seemingly small decision lies a wave of spiritual influence that extends beyond time, crippling into eternity in ways the natural eye cannot perceive. The quiet actions you take, the gentle words that replace anger, the steps of endurance when giving up seemed easier, the moments when you choose to trust me instead of surrendering to despair. All of these carry meaning that transcends the moment and touches the depth of the eternal. When you choose to forgive, especially when your heart is still aching, when the voice of pain still whispers in your mind, that person doesn't deserve to be forgiven. It is in that very moment that you are performing a mighty act in the spiritual realm. Forgiveness does not erase justice, but it opens the door to healing. It is a declaration that bitterness will not reign over your soul. Forgiveness is the most courageous act of a soul maturing in my love. And each time you choose it, you are inviting my peace to take the highest place in your life, where resentment or disappointment may once have dwelled. And when you choose to love, not just those who are easy to love, but even those who have wounded you, those the world deems unworthy. At that moment, you are reflecting my heart in the most vivid way. That kind of love is no longer a mere human response, but the work of my Spirit moving through you. It is love without condition, love that transcends emotion and logic, love like the one I gave to humanity when they turned their backs on me. Only such love can melt the coldest walls of hatred, tear down the barriers that divide, and make way for new life to rise. Do not hesitate to pause amidst the rush of life, just to lift your eyes and whisper a word of gratitude. Do not think only grand miracles are worthy of thanksgiving. I see every gentle nod of your heart when you recognize a flicker of light in a dark day. I count every grateful breath you whisper when you look back and realize, I never left you alone in the storm. Each time you choose gratitude, you are enlarging your heart like a vessel, ready to receive even more of the grace I long to pour out. A grateful heart is the key that unlocks my treasury, where even what you dared not ask for will be given, simply because you trust in my unchanging goodness. My beloved, in every daily choice, no matter how small or unseen, you are writing the spiritual story of your life. When you choose to walk in my light, you are laying foundational stones for a life built on unshakable rock. Each obedient step deepens your communion with me. And here is the wonder. The closer you walk with me, the less the distractions, temptations, or lies of this world can sway you from your divine purpose. Your enemy, unable to destroy what I have sown in you directly, will try in every way to distract you. It whispers, this doesn't matter, no one notices, living right changes nothing. But that is its most silent and poisonous tactic. It knows that if it can get you to undervalue the weight of small choices, you will slowly grow lax in guarding your heart. But I have come to break those chains and open your eyes to the immense impact of every act of obedience. Remember this, nothing done in my name is ever in vain. Whether it is a comforting smile to someone who is hurting, a whispered prayer in the quiet of the night, or the patience you offer to someone who tests your limits, it is all seen and remembered by me. Nothing done out of love, out of faith, out of gratitude is ever wasted. Each of those acts is like a seed sown in the soil of the Spirit. It will, in time, bear fruit, whether the world sees it or not. And you will see, my beloved, when you live with that sacred awareness, you will no longer be swept away by a meaningless life. You will no longer fall so easily into complaints or weariness, because you will know that every step you take, every word you speak, every sacrifice you make is touching my heart. I delight in a faithful heart, not one that is loud or flamboyant, but one that is steadfast and sincere. Such a heart is fertile ground for me to work wonders, not only for you, but through you, for others as well. My child, I am calling you to live with spiritual alertness in this season of resurrection. This is not merely a point in history. It is a sacred moment for you to renew your faith, to restore the covenant between you and me, and to walk with a passion unlike any before. Do not delay. Do not say that there is still much left unfinished. It is precisely in your weakness that I will be your strength. It is in the simplicity of your heart that I will do great and mighty things. So then, walk with confidence. Do not fear the challenges. Do not think your actions are too small, for when you act in my name, the power of heaven is connected to your every step, and from there, a new life will unfold. A life not shaken by circumstances, but anchored in the unchanging love of the one who has loved you to the very end. Remember this, my beloved. Every choice you make is a declaration. Either you choose to walk in my light, or you let distractions pull you away from the path I have set before you. But I believe this. There is a sacred calling echoing within you, a call to life, to obedience, to a love that rises above every limit. And if you answer that call, you will not only see your own life transformed, but you will become a beacon to those still groping in the darkness. They will come to know that there is a way that leads to life, and you are walking it. My beloved, this Easter season is not merely a time of remembrance. It is a divine invitation from heaven, a quiet yet profound call echoing deep within you, awakening you from all that has grown old, worn, and heavy in your heart. This is a moment unlike any before, for in this sacred hour, I, the one who has risen from the dead, am stretching out my arms to restore you to the fullness of glory you were created to walk in. This Easter, I do not come merely to comfort you in your losses, but to restore what you believed was beyond hope. The dreams once buried, the promises you no longer dared to speak of, the relationships that seemed irreparably broken, and even the hidden corners of your soul that have grown cold from too much pain. I have come to touch it all, to breathe new life into it. My resurrection life is not just a symbol, it is the living power now at work in you, if you will open your heart to receive it. I have not come to judge you by your failures, your weaknesses, or the mistakes you've made. I have come to lift you from the ashes, to soothe your trampled heart, to wash away every stain of sin with my own precious blood. You have walked through seasons of darkness, through days when it seemed light could not penetrate the deepest shadows of your soul. But today I declare, you are no longer bound by that darkness. The light of eternal life is coming forth, and it flows from nothing less than my unchanging love for you. This is a holy moment for you to lay down the burdens of the past, the patterns of living that once drew you away from me, the habits that led you into desolate places, the voices that dragged your heart into shame and failure. My beloved, stop trying to cling to what is already dead. Stop holding on to your wounds as if they define who you are. You were not created to live with a hardened soul, a frozen heart, and eyes clouded by suspicion. You were made to live, truly live, in freedom, in truth, and in the joy that the world cannot take away from you. Behold, I am preparing a new path for you, a path not paved by human conditions, but cleared by my unconditional forgiveness. This is the time for you to rise, to shake off the dust of past disappointments, and step into the new life I am calling you into. This life doesn't begin with something grand you must do, but with a surrendered and sincere heart that simply says, Lord, I am ready. When you bravely walk away from your old ways, it is not a loss, it is a liberation. I never take anything from you without giving you something better. When you release what once bound your soul, whether it be sin, toxic relationships, or even deep despair, you create space within your heart for me to pour in abundant life, deep peace, and a greater purpose than you've ever dared to imagine. You are called to live in my light, not a blinding light that makes you afraid, but a gentle light that reaches into every hidden corner, every fear, and every broken piece of you, bringing full healing. In this light, you no longer need to hide. You no longer need to perform. You are free to be your true self, honest, unburdened, and full of hope. And from that place, I will begin a new journey with you, a journey of continual transformation. My child, do not stop at seeing the resurrection as a historical event. Let it become a living reality in your life today. The resurrection is not only proof of my victory over death, but a declaration that what has died in you can live again, what has been broken can be restored, and what has been stolen will be repaid many times over if you walk in faith and love. Even more, this Easter season is an invitation for you to renew your covenant with me. It is a time for you to offer your heart again, not merely to believe, but to fully live in love, in service, and in the divine calling I have engraved upon your soul since the beginning. I am calling you to live not just for yourself, but to become a bearer of my love to this world. This love is not always easy, but it is the path to true life. To love others even when they do not return it. To serve others even when no one notices. To intercede for others even when you feel utterly spent. These things are never meaningless, for in my eyes, you are walking in the glory of sacrifice and faithfulness, virtues that heaven treasures above all else. And my dear one, never believe that it is too late. No one is too far gone to be saved. No wound is too deep to be healed. When you turn back to me, even if it's just one step, I will run to embrace you with the arms of the one who never abandons those he loves. And from that moment on, a true resurrection will begin, not just in your mind, but in every breath, every dream, and every daily act of your life. So now, take hold of this moment. Do not delay any longer. This Easter season is not only about my resurrection, it is also about yours. You are being raised. From sorrow, from barrenness, from years of weariness. Rise with a tender heart, with a passionate spirit, with eyes filled with hope, and with a readiness to become the vessel through which my love flows. You are not walking this journey alone. I will walk with you. I will teach you how to forgive, how to love, how to live in truth. I will remind you that your weakness is not failure. It is the very place where my power is made perfect. And I will be there, in every morning light, in every long night, in every moment you need me, because I never grow weary in my love for you. Rise up, my beloved. This is the season to come alive again. This is the season to begin anew. This is the season to return to your truest self in me. And as you walk in this new life, the former things will fade into the distance, making room for a future I have prepared, one filled with hope, glory, and unshakable purpose. My beloved, as you walk in the light of Easter, as your soul softens under the gentle touch of my hand, know this. I am not only renewing your heart, restoring what has been lost, and rebuilding your spirit, I am also expanding the borders of your relationships. These connections are marked by divine orchestration. I am not just giving you new life within, but I am sending people to you, those I have hand-picked, quiet messengers carrying with them love, healing, and deep joy from heaven. Do not limit your life to what is familiar or easily understood, for in this season I am moving beyond your expectations and beyond your former patterns of thinking. The ones I bring into your life may not look like what you imagined. They may not fit your definition of the ideal. Some will arrive softly, like the morning breeze, yet they will be the exact encouragement you need when you feel like collapsing. They will speak more than words of comfort. Their very presence will rekindle hope in your weary soul. I send them to remind you that you are not alone, that I am still with you, through human hands full of compassion and hearts overflowing with understanding. There will be others, however, who do not come to soothe you but to stir you, to awaken parts of your spirit that have long lain dormant. They may not always agree with you, and at times they may even challenge you, for they are sent by me to push you beyond the confines of your old comfort zones, where you've settled for too long. They will act as mirrors reflecting truths you'd rather not face. They will call forth potential within you that even you have not yet recognized. Do not reject them simply because they are different, for it is through their differences that I am shaping your faith and expanding your heart to love in deeper, more mature, and less self-centered ways. I want you to understand this. No relationship is placed in your life by accident when you are living under my guidance. Every encounter, whether brief or enduring, peaceful or challenging, carries a divine purpose. Within each person, I have hidden something you need. It may be a word of wisdom, a glance of empathy, or a simple act laden with love. Learn to see beyond appearances and behaviors, so you may recognize the message I am whispering through them. There may be times when you find yourself wounded in relationships, and you will feel the urge to retreat into the isolated shell you once knew so well. But my beloved, love is not a land of absolute control, nor a place to hide. The kind of love I desire for you to live out and give away is the love that dares to step into true connection, even if it means facing the vulnerable parts of your own heart. Remember, friction is not always a sign of error. At times, it is the refining process, a divine polishing and shaping that allows you to become the truest reflection of my light within you. When you receive those whom I send your way, you are entering into a new depth of blessing. I did not create you to dwell alone in a secluded oasis, but to grow within a community of love, where you are both a receiver and a giver. Do not hoard love for yourself, and do not let the fear of being hurt cause your heart to shut down, for when you share the love I have poured into you, you lose nothing. On the contrary, you will witness love flow through you even more abundantly, like a spring that surges stronger when its channels are unobstructed. There are relationships that will journey with you for a lifetime, and others that will stay only for a season. But whether long or short, each connection can become a vessel through which I express love, teach you humility, and fill you with deep spiritual experience. Learn to treasure those I bring into your life, for they may be the very answers to the prayers you once whispered through tears, though you may not recognize it right away. And my precious one, do not be surprised if I am also sending you as the answer to someone else's prayer. When you extend kindness, when you pause to truly listen, when you simply stay with someone in the silence of their pain, you are doing the work of heaven. This season is not just a time of restoration for you alone, but a time in which I am using you to bring healing to others as well. And that is a sacred honor you must never take lightly. Let your heart remain open to the surprises I will bring through those who may seem ordinary. I am weaving a tapestry of blessing around you, a holy community not built upon human perfection, but grounded in forgiveness, trust, and unconditional love. In that place, you will realize that you are no longer walking the path of faith alone. In that place, you will find hands to hold through the difficult days, and in that place you will learn this truth. I am still at work, not only in you, but also through those I have positioned beside you, for the sake of my great glory. So, my child, do not close your heart. Let me lead you into new connections. Pray that your spiritual eyes may be opened so that you can perceive the sacred within the simple. And know this: whoever I bring into your life, whether they arrive in silence or in laughter, in encouragement or in challenge, they are all serving the purpose of resurrecting your life in a miraculous way only I can orchestrate. I am calling you deeper into the journey of faith, not a shallow belief based on fleeting emotions or favorable circumstances, but a faith as solid as rock, forged in hardship, purified in trials, and radiant in darkness. I am not only inviting you to believe in my existence, but to live in full trust, where you can release every burden, every uncertainty, every unresolved ending, and surrender your entire life into my powerful and loving hands. Do not confine your faith to what your mind can reason or your eyes can see. Do not withdraw your trust simply because you have not yet seen the outcome, for I do not act according to your timeline, but according to the perfect timing of heaven. Remember, true faith is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to move forward even while fear still lingers. It is when you take bold steps into the unknown, lift your head high, and declare, "Lord, I believe," that the spiritual heavens begin to stir, and doors no one else can open begin to tremble at my command. Are you carrying burdens on your shoulders that feel impossible to lay down? Are there things silently weighing on your soul? Unspoken words, wounds that have yet to heal, worries about the future, about your family, about dreams yet to come to pass? Do not hold on to them as if you must bear everything on your own. I did not create you to struggle alone in the darkness. Come to my feet. Bring these things before me, honestly, without hiding. I do not condemn your weaknesses. I do not turn away when you are weary. On the contrary, I am waiting to embrace you, to gently lift each burden from your shoulders, and to pour into your heart a peace that the world cannot contain. If there are dreams within you, dreams once watered with tears, once lit with a spark of hope, but later extinguished by failure or harsh circumstances, then hear me now. I encourage you, bring those dreams to me once more. Do not fear that I will turn you away. Do not hesitate, thinking you've wasted too much time. I am the one who never grows tired of renewing, restoring, and making things new. I am not only the giver of dreams, but also the one with power to fulfill them, if they are in harmony with the sacred purpose I've destined for you. I rejoice not merely because you pray, but because you dare to trust me again, to believe that I can and will bring forth what is best for you. For I am your loving Father, the one whose heart is wider than the sea, whose eyes are always fixed upon you without ceasing. If there is something in you that beats in rhythm with me, a dream born out of love, service, passion for truth, then know this: it was I who planted that seed within your heart, and I who will water it until it blossoms. You may not see anything changing yet, your prayers may seem unanswered, but I tell you, the moment you call my name, heaven begins to move. Not a single whisper from your lips is forgotten. Not a single tear falls without being kept by me. I am working, even when your eyes cannot see, your ears cannot hear, and your circumstances remain unchanged. I am shifting things behind the scenes, rearranging what is beyond your understanding, and preparing the path that you will walk. In the right time, in the right place, and in the right way that I ordained long before time began. My child, do not pressure yourself to understand it all. Do not let delays cause you to doubt my love. Remember that my timing always carries a wisdom far greater than yours. I see the full picture, while you may only glimpse a single piece. I know what will keep you safe, what would harm you if it arrived too soon, and what will become a blessing when it arrives at the appointed time. Therefore, let your faith not rest on visible evidence, but on my very nature, on the truth that I am faithful, I am kind, and I never break my promises. If you can come to understand that my delays are never rejections, but rather acts of love to prepare something better than what you dared to ask for, your heart will find peace, and you will learn to wait, not in anxiety, but in holy expectation, where your faith is refined, your gratitude deepens, and your hope becomes as steadfast as an anchor for your soul. This Easter season is not merely a reminder that I have risen. It is a declaration that my resurrection power is still at work. It did not simply raise a body from the grave thousands of years ago. Today it is reviving the parts of you that have withered, restoring the things that have fallen apart, and drawing you nearer to the beautiful plan I have prepared for you since before you were formed in your mother's womb. So, my beloved child, take heart. Dare to believe bigger. Do not withhold your faith out of fear of disappointment. Do not shrink back from your dreams just because you have been wounded. I am not altered by your past. I am not limited by your frailty. I am waiting for one thing only: a heart willing to place full trust in me, whether in the storm or in the stillness. And when you do that, you will witness my hand at work, in quiet yet powerful ways, through a loving path no one can obstruct. Remember this: nothing is too small to offer me, and nothing is too great for me to handle. I am the one who created the universe, and yet I know the rhythm of your every heartbeat. I am the one who moves mountains and parts seas, yet I bend low to hear the faintest whisper of a broken soul. I hold all of time in my hands, and in my love there is never delay, only perfect preparation for what is truly good. Open your heart wide, walk forward with unshakable trust, and remember, in every heartbeat of this Easter season, I am not only calling you to rise, I am inviting you to believe again. Believe with greater strength. Believe with deeper conviction. Believe despite everything. Believe boldly, and then you will see. What I am preparing will astonish you, move you to gratitude, and bring you to your knees in worship. Because you will know without a doubt, I am always the one who brings all good things to fullness in the right time, in the right way, with a love that has never changed since eternity began. My precious child, in the sacred current of this Easter season, where life triumphs over death, where light conquers darkness, and where hope rises from ashes, I want you to know something precious. I have placed a special blessing upon your home, a blessing invisible to the eye, yet perceptible to a heart that listens and a soul that is sensitive to my holy presence. I am not only working personally in your heart, but I am also extending my loving hand to overshadow every member of your family. Every room, every small corner where love has been nurtured, where prayers have been lifted with tears, with silent faith, and with unwavering perseverance. This Easter, I come to you not only to resurrect what has died inside of you, but to renew, to heal, and to restore the spiritual atmosphere within the very home where you dwell. My breath is flowing through every loving conversation, in every simple act of care shared among your loved ones. Even if you and your family cannot be physically together, whether due to distance, circumstance, or brokenness from the past, I am fully present among you, binding hearts with a cord of love from heaven that no power can sever. Remember those quiet nights when you whispered prayers in the stillness, the times you knelt with a broken heart, watching your family walk through crisis, through fracture, through need, or through misunderstanding. I was there. I did not only hear, You must know. I remembered every sob, every sincere plea, the prayers for reconciliation between estranged loved ones, the petitions for protection over family members amid turmoil, the cries for a miracle in finances, health, or the faith of someone dear to you. My child, I have never missed a single word. In this season, I am beginning to unveil the answers to those long-awaited prayers. You may not yet see the full picture. The changes might appear small, fragile, like a breeze passing gently by. But if you look with the eyes of faith, you will begin to perceive. I have already started to move. A sudden phone call from a loved one you haven't heard from in a long time. A family meal that feels warmer than usual. A smile that dissolves the tension that's lingered for years. A new door of opportunity opening for someone you have interceded for. A sincere apology. These are not coincidences. These are clear signs that I am at work, restoring unity in your family, step by step, bringing light and healing to what was once covered in shadows. My beloved, do not let the enemy plant seeds of doubt in your heart just because the miracle hasn't come all at once. It will try to whisper, "Nothing has changed," or "Prayer is useless," but be watchful and steadfast in your mind. The enemy trembles when you hold on to my promises, and it will do anything to rob your joy, especially in this sacred season of rejoicing. But child, do not let it succeed. Keep your heart tender and your mind focused. Do not look only with your natural eyes. Look with faith. Do not cling to your own timing. Cling to mine, for it is always the perfect time. Know this, your family is not beyond my reach. No matter how complicated the situation is, no matter the distance or division between generations, my love is more than enough to reconnect what has been broken. I am planting seeds of unity in every heart. These seeds may not sprout overnight, but if you continue to water them with faith, with patience, with unwavering love, you will see the harvest come sooner than you expect. And never forget, you are part of the miracle I am working within your family. You are not only the one who prays, but also the one who sows peace, the one who sparks love, the one who preserves the spiritual atmosphere in the home where you dwell. A kind word, an act of forgiveness, a moment of patience when misunderstood. These are all acts of trust in me. Through them, I will use you as a vessel through which the blessings of heaven will be poured out over your household. Use this season to renew your connections with your loved ones, not merely because it is a good thing to do, but because it is a reflection of the love I have for each of you. If there is someone you need to forgive, then forgive. If there is someone you need to express love to, do not delay. If there is a relationship that is fractured, do not wait for the other to make the first move. You begin, because I began with you. While you were still distant, I had already chosen to love you. And if you feel like you've tried, but nothing seems to change, don't give up. I am still at work even when you can't yet feel it. Keep praying for your loved ones. Speak blessings over them every day. Praise me even before you see the breakthrough, for that is the sign of a mature faith, the kind of faith that does not wait to see in order to believe, but believes first and then sees. Easter is not only a season of new life, but also a time for families to be healed, to be reborn in love, and to be reestablished upon the foundation of truth and light. I am calling you to be a gatekeeper for your household, a guardian in prayer, a sower of hope through every action, and a courageous soul who says no. to every form of division, bitterness, and hurt. My beloved child, I am carrying out a sacred work within your home. Open your heart wide to receive what I am doing. Let the light of gratitude shine through every room of your soul, even when nothing extraordinary seems to be unfolding. Offer me your worship in the small things, for they are the foundation upon which greater things are built. And never forget this: I have not overlooked anything you have prayed for in my name. Every whispered longing of your heart has been written upon mine. At the time I have appointed, my blessings will pour over your household like the early rains, reviving every heart and renewing the love that has been worn down by time and trial. Do not stop hoping, my child. Do not stop believing. This Easter season, I am not only breathing life into what once seemed dead within you, I am also awakening what has long remained silent within your family. For I am the God of restoration, the God of healing, and the God of unexpected miracles. I am covering your home even now with an unfailing love that cannot be shaken. My precious one, along this journey of faith, there will be moments when the sky above you grows dark and clouds of doubt gather, making it difficult to see the way forward. In those times, I see the tremble in your heart and I hear the quiet questions rising within you. Questions like, are you still there, Lord? Are your promises real? Am I still walking the right path? But in those very moments of uncertainty, I am calling you to remember and speak what I have already declared to you, not only with your lips, but with a heart that holds fast to the truth that my word remains unshaken, no matter how turbulent your surroundings may become. When doubt rises like a fierce wave, do not allow it to take root within your soul. Stand up and use my word as your weapon, sharp, sure, and mighty. Speak my promises with confidence. Declare eternal truths with boldness, that you are chosen, that you are never forsaken, that you are loved with a love that is unconditional and everlasting. When you speak these truths, you are building a spiritual defense, a stronghold that stands against the lies that try to steal into your heart. And when fear attempts to creep into your mind, like a shadow invading hidden corners, do not give it a place to stay. Fear is a silent thief. It comes to steal your courage, suppress your joy, and make you question your worth. But remember this: never have I given you a spirit of fear, of panic, or of retreat. Those things do not come from me. What I have placed inside you is the power to overcome, the love that covers all things, and the discernment to know what is true, what is false, what is from me, and what must be cast away. You are not defined by passing emotions, but by the eternal identity I have written into your being. Every time fear knocks at the door of your heart, respond not with the reaction of the flesh, but with the steadfastness of the Spirit. Remember the times I carried you through trouble. Call to mind the quiet victories you experienced by trusting in me. Tell yourself again and again of the moments when I made a way where there seemed to be none. These sacred memories will become the stones with which you build an altar of faith, an altar that will stand not only today, but in every day to come. And my child, when unseen forces try to pull you away from the path I have marked out for you, when the noise of the world becomes deafening, when meaningless busyness lures you away from the place of stillness, it is then that you must come running back to me. Do not wait until your soul is drained and weary. Do not allow the distance to grow so wide that returning feels unreachable. Come back to me moment by moment, heartbeat by heartbeat, breath by breath. Enter my presence with a simple prayer, with honest worship, not polished, not perfect, but real. Bring me a heart that is willing and a spirit that longs for me, and I will meet you there, closer than your very breath. In my presence, you will find no criticism nor rejection. You will not encounter judging eyes or words of reproach. Instead, you will find a love that embraces you even in your weakness. A peace so deep, it surpasses all understanding. It is in this sacred place that the invisible chains which once bound you will begin to fall away. It is here that the wounds of your heart will begin to heal. It is the place where the noise, both around you and within you, will be hushed, making room for the gentle whisper of my voice. I am still here. Do not be afraid. Prayer is not merely something you do in times of need. It is the breath of your soul. Worship is not confined to music or song. It is a posture of the heart, a way of life surrendered to my greatness and goodness. When you live from this spirit, distractions will no longer so easily pull you away. When your heart is anchored in me, the waves of life will be nothing more than ripples before the one who holds the oceans in his hands. Learn to be still before me, even amidst the noise of the world. Pause and listen, not only with your ears, but with your faith. Let the very silence of my presence become medicine to your weary soul. I will speak to you, not always through signs and wonders, but through a mysterious peace, a restful night's sleep, a quiet thought that slips gently into your heart, or a subtle change in the way you see a loved one. These may seem like small things, but they are the deepest of miracles, for they transform you from within. And as you grow stronger, as your faith matures, as you come to know that you are covered by an unshakable love, you yourself will become a place of refuge for others. You will be the one who prays for the wandering, the one who carries a light to guide those walking through the night. And through your faithful steps, others will come to see me. You will no longer be the one always in need of help, but the one sent forth to heal, to encourage, to bring truth. But it all begins with one thing: returning to me every day, every hour, every time doubt arises, every time fear whispers, every time distraction knocks. Choose to come back, not to pull away. Choose worship over complaint. Choose to declare truth instead of listening to the lies. And I, the faithful one, will not let you fall without lifting you up. I will raise you, wipe your tears, and continue walking beside you, step by step. So do not be afraid, my beloved, when trials come. Do not lose heart when you feel you are not strong enough. True strength is not in never feeling weary, but in knowing where to return when you are. I am that place, the resting ground for your soul, the restoration of your faith, the rekindling of your courage like a holy flame that never burns out. And in that place nothing can touch you, for you are in me, and I am in you. Keep lifting your voice, keep standing firm, keep worshiping, even when you feel nothing, for it is in those seemingly empty moments that true faith is forged. And from there I will do wonders, not only within you, but through you, for the world around you. You are mine, and no power can change that. Rest in that truth, and let it lift you each day, for I am your Lord, and I do not change. My beloved, as you enter into this sacred season, a time covered with resurrection and victorious light, I invite you to soften your heart, to open your soul like a doorway welcoming the dawn, ready to receive the miracle that is coming. This is not merely a seasonal ritual in the liturgical calendar, nor is it a festival commemorating a past event. No, my child, This Easter carries within it a divine transformation, one that I myself have begun in your life, and it is now beginning to blossom in the most ordinary of places. Prepare your heart as fertile ground, ready to receive the seeds of truth. Do not rush through the seemingly insignificant moments of the day, for it is often in those quiet, unnoticed seconds that I draw near to you. When you sit in stillness in the early morning, when the breeze rustles gently through the leaves, when a sudden laugh echoes through your home, these are not random occurrences. They are tender greetings from heaven, subtle whispers reminding you that I am still here. I am not only with you when you pray with tears or worship with all your heart. I am also with you in the simplest of things, in places where you least expect but need me the most. Seek me, not merely with your lips, but with the deep longing that rises from within your soul. Do not wait for the perfect moment or for everything to be in order before pursuing my presence. It is in the brokenness, in the imperfect days, in the hours of loneliness and disorientation that you will find me most clearly. For I am not the God who hides in unreachable brilliance, demanding that you search endlessly. I am the one who draws near to humble, broken, and sincere hearts. My beloved, this season is unlike any you have known before. I am not repeating the past, nor am I working in ways you have grown accustomed to. I am doing something completely new, a profound, quiet, yet powerful work, right in the areas you believed could never be changed. You may not see it with your natural eyes yet, but let your faith be your light. What I am doing within you is true rebirth. Not just a renewal of your mind, but a transformation of your direction, your way of living, your way of loving, and even the way you see yourself in the light of my truth. Do not compare this Easter season to the years that have passed. Do not measure my presence by fleeting emotions. Every season you walk through with me carries its own sacred meaning, and in this season I am unveiling a fresh beginning for you. You may feel a stirring within, a subtle urging, a quiet longing, a spark of hope with no clear explanation. Do not disregard these silent movements, for they are signs that my spirit is at work inside you, shifting the winds to guide the sail of your life into a new journey. Trust in me, even when you don't yet see where the path leads. True faith is not about having a clear view of the destination, but about choosing to take my hand and walk forward with trust. I do not call you to understand everything. I call you to cling to me, as a child holds fast to a father's hand in the night. You do not have to find your own way, nor do you need to create your own path. I am the way, and if you walk with me, step by step in obedience, soon you will witness what you once thought belonged only in dreams, for I am the one who does exceedingly more than all you could ask or imagine. My child, keep your heart anchored in holy expectation, not expectation in people, chance, or your own strength, but in me, the one who never breaks a promise. The prayers you have whispered in secret, the tears you've cried in loneliness, the desires you've hidden in the deepest corners of your heart, I have seen them all. Nothing within you escapes my notice. And now, in this Easter season, I will begin to open doors once shut, expand spaces once constricted, and rekindle what seemed to have faded away. What I am doing may not be loud or flashy, but it carries eternal weight. I do not merely wish to change your external circumstances. I desire to rebuild the foundation within you. For once your heart is firmly established in me, no storm from the outside will be able to shake you. I did not create you for a fleeting existence. I formed you to live in power, in light, and in the deep fulfillment that comes from intimate communion with me. So then, my beloved child, pause each day and ask, Lord, what do you desire to do in me today? Let your heart be open, sensitive to even the smallest prompting of my Holy Spirit. Perhaps I will lead you to do something that seems simple, like forgiving someone, offering a word of encouragement, or choosing silence instead of reacting. Yet it is in those seemingly small steps that a great journey is being formed. Do not worry if you feel unprepared. I do not wait for you to be perfect before I begin my work. I begin right where you are, with your truest self, your uncertainties, your hesitations, your wounds, and even your unfulfilled dreams. All I ask is that you take one step forward, that you say, Lord, I believe, and the rest, leave that to me. And when you believe, when you surrender, you will begin to see my glory revealed, not in the way you imagined, but in a way that will leave your soul in awe. That glory may come through a peace that defies understanding. It may appear in the transformation of your own heart. It may shine through the way others begin to see me through your life. However it comes, you will know it was I who did it. My child, this is your season, a season to rise, a season to come alive again, a season to believe more deeply, a season to witness my hand move as never before. Step into this resurrection season with a prepared heart, with wide open eyes, and with a mind firmly fixed on me, for what I am doing is good, perfect, and beautiful for your soul, and I will not stop until everything within you fully reflects the glory of the one who rose, who lives, and who forever dwells in you. Pause now. Stop all that distracts you and incline your heart to hear me in this sacred moment. Do not rush. Do not let your mind chase after restless things, for the words I speak to you are not fleeting sounds, nor are they trivial matters, easily forgotten. No, my child, every word I utter is eternal truth, the very breath of life from the throne above, carrying the weight of heaven and the power of the eternal realm. These are words that bring life, bring light, and carry an undeniable purpose. It may be that in this moment you do not fully understand what I am saying. Perhaps your heart is filled with questions. Why now? Why is this word being given when I feel so unready? But, my child, know this. I do not wait for your understanding to speak. I speak to lead you into understanding. I do not shape my words to match your emotions, but to guide your spirit into maturity and deeper truth. My words are not meant for you to merely analyze with your mind, but to learn to trust, to hold on to, and to let them take root deep within you. Like a divine seed awaiting its appointed time to bloom. Every word I speak is a seed from heaven, carefully chosen, released at the perfect moment, and always carrying a specific purpose. These seeds never fall into your soul by accident or without meaning. They are planted in the deep places of your heart, even in those dry and weary places you may not yet recognize. And then, when the time is right, when your heart is watered with faith, with patience, and with my presence, those seeds will sprout, rise up, and bear spiritual fruit. The fruit of peace, endurance, clarity, and unity with my will. Even when you do not yet see clearly, even when you feel nothing stirring within, my word is still at work. It is alive, it is active, and it is reshaping the very structures of your spirit that were once wounded, suffocated, or long dead. I am the one who never speaks in vain. No word that proceeds from my mouth returns empty. Every word I release, whether resounding like thunder or whispering in silence, is moving beneath the surface like a fire deep within the earth, preparing for an eruption of new life at the precise moment I have appointed. You may not see the results right now. The promises I have spoken over you may seem delayed, but my child, do not let the silence make you doubt. Silence is not absence, and delay does not mean you have been forgotten. I am the one who orchestrates all things according to perfect timing, never too early, never too late. If only you could perceive what I am aligning, if only you could see the layers upon layers of my plans for you, you would fall to your knees in awe. But I do not require you to understand it all. I only ask you to believe, to hold fast to my word as a precious seed, as a light in the darkness, as a hope in the lonely desert. Beloved, know this: the words I speak are not just powerful in the moment. They are living waters that nourish your entire journey. Some words will crash like thunder, shaking you instantly. Others will come as a gentle breeze, seeming to vanish, yet slowly soaking into the soil of your spirit, feeding things unseen. Growth does not always arrive with applause or dazzling miracles. Often it is formed in quiet perseverance, in those small, steadfast steps, when you obey without understanding, when you trust without seeing the outcome. My word is like rain from heaven. It does not fall merely to wet the earth and disappear, but to soften the hardened ground, to awaken the life hidden beneath, and to prepare the soil for the great harvest I have promised. If you are willing to hold on to that word, to water it with longing, to guard it against the voices of doubt, then the day will come when you will stand in the midst of an abundant field, and your heart will overflow with praise, knowing this: not a single word I have spoken ever fell into the void. Do not measure my word by your emotions, and do not let other voices drown out mine. There are many noises in your life: the voice of doubt, the voice of fear, the voice of past pain. But my voice is always life, always light, always restoration. And it will lead you step by step out of the darkness, out of the maze of limited thinking, into the place where my divine purpose for you will be revealed in its fullness. So, my beloved child, be attentive. Hold fast to every word I have whispered into your heart, whether it came in the stillness of morning, through a prophecy once spoken over you, or through a scripture that stirred your soul. None of these are meaningless. They are lamps for your feet, guidance through the storm, a map from heaven for your soul that longs for direction. Let my word become a living part of you. Let it shape the way you think, adjust the way you perceive life, and transform the way you speak and act. For when my word dwells richly within you, you will no longer be ruled by fleeting circumstances, but will walk in the unshakable reality of the eternal. And when you speak my word, you are not merely repeating what you heard. You are co-laboring with heaven to bring my kingdom upon the earth. And finally, my child, remember this: my word is a covenant. It is a guarantee. It is the undeniable proof of my unwavering love for you. Not a single word from my mouth will fall to the ground without bearing fruit. Hold on to it. Believe it. Wait for it in hope. For I am the one who has spoken, and I myself will bring it to pass in a way no one could have imagined, and at a time only I know to be best for you. Rest in this truth, and do not stray from the place where my word is alive. For it is there that you will find life, and life in abundance. Now, I long to whisper to you something of great importance, something that, if you understand it with your spirit and humility, will save you from much unnecessary pain and wandering. There is a silent yet dangerous risk. It is when you take lightly or even reject what I speak, simply because it does not align with your expectations. When your heart closes itself to my voice because it does not yet make sense to you, you unknowingly place yourself at risk of forfeiting a treasure I have been preparing for you since before the beginning of time. Many times you may hear my voice, but because it doesn't sound like what you hoped for, or it doesn't affirm what you wanted to hold on to, you ignore it, or even turn away. What you don't realize is that within those very words that challenge you, within those declarations that defy your logic and foresight, are hidden the keys to doors that lead to the divine destiny I have ordained for you. You cannot rely on your emotions or limited understanding to judge something that comes from me. For, my child, my thoughts are far above human thoughts. What I am doing is not confined to today. It is intricately woven into an eternal plan that your earthly eyes cannot yet see. Your ways are often shaped by experience, logic, and personal desire. But my ways are not limited by past, present, or future. I see everything from the beginning to the end. I know what you need even more than you do. I see the turns ahead, the traps you never imagined, and the glory waiting to embrace you. So, when I speak a word, even if that word confuses you or causes you pain, still hold it fast, because my word is never spoken in vain. My word is never misdirected, and my word, when received with obedience, will become a lamp to your soul, leading you to shores I marked for you before time began. There are things I speak today that you may not yet understand. Perhaps they seem to conflict with your current plans. Perhaps they require you to lay down something you once cherished. Perhaps they call you to be patient when your soul is crying out for swift action. Perhaps they summon you to walk alone through a season where others cannot go with you. But, beloved one, do not let temporary lack of understanding rob you of what I have prepared eternally. Do not let fleeting disappointment close the door on the grace that is knocking at your heart. I do not desire for you to only seek words that are pleasant to your ears. I long for you to hunger for truth, even if that truth shakes the foundations of what you've assumed for so long. Some of my words will be like sharp needles piercing the safe places of your mind, but it is those very words that will draw out the poisons of complacency, fear, and unseen chains that have held you back. You were not called to live a temporary, world-conforming life. You were created for glory, and you cannot step into that glory unless you heed my call, even when that call leads you through places others fear to tread. Oh, my child, I yearn for you to trust me enough to say, Lord, I don't understand, but I will go. Or, I cannot see clearly, but I will obey. It is in those moments that your faith is refined like gold in the fire. And it is in that surrender that you will begin to see a breakthrough your mind could never have conceived. Do not let impatience push you out of the orbit of grace. Do not reject my word simply because it asks you to wait longer, endure more, or change more deeply. Do not confine what I desire to do within the limits of what you deem reasonable. For what may seem unclear or irrelevant to you today might, in truth, be the very first brick laid for the launch pad of a glorious breakthrough in the near future. Just as a farmer never despises a seed because of its smallness, you too must not disregard my word simply because it does not bloom instantly. I do not speak merely to hear myself talk. Every word I bring carries a divine destination. It is not only for comfort, but for direction, not only for healing, but for preparation. I am preparing you for something greater than what you have asked, for I do not love you to indulge your emotions. I love you to complete a great work within you, a holy work with spiritual depth, one that will impact not only your life, but the lives of those to whom you are sent to love and serve. Let my word take hold of your mind. Let it correct you, build you, and challenge you to step beyond the safety of your comfort zone. Whenever you feel tempted to turn away from my word because it feels hard to accept, remember, you once did not understand the cross either, yet it was there that I performed the greatest miracle of all. And in the same way, the things you do not yet understand today will become the very places where my glory is most fully revealed in your life. My beloved child, quiet your thoughts before the mystery of who I am. Learn to trust before you understand, obey before you see results, and treasure correction even more than praise. For you will never truly grow if you only pursue what is pleasant. True maturity comes when you embrace even the hard words, so long as they come from the one who loves you completely. Do not let the familiarity of everyday moments cause you to overlook the sacred signs I've placed all around you. For in every day you live, in every seemingly mundane detail, I continue to leave traces of my presence and the gentle guidance of heaven. These do not come through thunderous signs or grand spectacles as you might expect, but through the quiet sweetness of a verse that happens to catch your eye, through the sincere words of a stranger, or even through a sudden stirring in your heart amid the busyness of life. I have scattered these fragments of light along your journey, like small stones guiding your steps through a foggy forest. Perhaps you do not recognize them right away. Perhaps you even doubt whether it is truly my voice you've heard. But if you pause, grow still, and listen with your spiritual ears, you will sense that every word, every detail carries a rhythm, a delicate orchestration that could only come from one who loves you deeply and knows each of your steps more intimately than you know yourself. There are times when I speak softly, like a breeze that slips through your thoughts, bringing comfort and assurance. But there are also times when my voice rings out like a bell of awakening, shaking you free from the worn path of familiarity and ease. In those moments, your heart may not feel at peace. You may feel challenged, confronted, even offended within, because my word cuts through what you've clung to, your private desires or beliefs you've mistaken for truth. Oh, my child, I do not discipline you to wound you. I do not rebuke you to shame or reject you. On the contrary, it is precisely because I love you so deeply that I cannot let you continue walking in darkness, even if you do not yet see it as darkness. I am your Father, a Father who always acts for your life and blessing, never for condemnation or heartless punishment. When I correct you, when I call you back from a misguided path, that is when I am expressing the deepest kind of love a divine Father can give to his child. Every rebuke from me, no matter how firm, is always wrapped in grace. There is no correction I give that does not come with hope. There is no redirection that fails to lead toward something better. When I close one door, I always open another, broader, brighter. Even if your eyes cannot yet perceive it in that moment, do not view my correction as punishment. See it as an invitation to step into a life that is fuller, freer, and closer to me than ever before. But, my child, if your heart becomes hardened, if you refuse to listen simply because what I say does not align with what you want, then you will miss the precious things that are waiting for you. Each time you resist my correction, you step further away from the safety I have prepared for you. A tender heart, one that repents and humbly listens, is fertile soil where I can sow wonders. But a closed heart that rejects the light only imprisons itself in a desert of loneliness and confusion. You may say, "Lord, I want to hear your voice," yet when my voice comes in an unexpected form, through correction, through counsel from others, through uncomfortable circumstances, you turn away and shut your heart. But remember this, I am not confined to form. I can use anything, a stranger, a loved one, a sermon, even a profound silence, to reach you. And if you truly long to hear me, you will learn to recognize me, even when I come through unexpected and difficult channels. My beloved, learn to treasure correction as a sacred gift. For those I love, I take the time to shape and refine. Souls I no longer correct are those who have turned away from the light and will no longer listen. But you are different. You are still being called by me, still being taught and warned. And that means you are still within my loving embrace, still under the tender care of a Father full of mercy. When your heart feels troubled by my rebuke, do not let that pain create distance. Instead, come closer. Say to me, "Father, if your words bring me pain, then heal me with your love. If you expose what is wrong in me, then give me strength to change." And you will see, in that obedience, I will refresh your soul with the rain of my grace. I will lift you up, wipe your tears, and take your hand to walk with you on the right path. Know this, my child. You are not alone in this journey of refinement. No one matures without being taught, even my only son, the perfect one, learned obedience through what he suffered. And if you are to inherit glory, you will surely walk the path of shaping, of correction, of being trained to discern what is good and what does not please me. And one day, when you look back, you will see the words that once wounded you were the very words that saved you from destruction. The things I asked you to surrender were the very chains that had once held you in bondage without your knowing. The adjustments that seemed so small were in fact the turns that led you into an entirely new season, a season of blessing, of freedom, and of abundant. So my child, do not resist discipline, and do not harden your heart when I speak. Receive it with reverence and gratitude, for I never correct to wound, but always to lead you into abundant life. I am your Father, the one who loves you, not because you are perfect, but because you belong to me, and that love will never give up on you. It will continue to shape, teach, and correct you until you are made complete in my light and truth. So be tender, my child. Receive every word I speak, whether gentle or firm, with the heart of one who fully trusts their Father. For every word, every sign, every correction is a deep expression of an unshakable love, and it is the path by which you will learn to live truly, rightly, and wholly, as I have destined you to from the very beginning. Now offer me this prayer. Lord, the one who reigns above time and space, I bow in worship before you in this sacred season. Your resurrection is not just a historical event, it is the living stream of life flowing into my heart today. You did not allow death to have the final word, and you will not allow darkness to reign in my soul. You are the eternal light, the life that does not fade, the unfailing hope. I praise you because you did not choose the perfect, but you revealed your glory through the broken. You did not only rise again, you called forth every dead thing in me to rise with you. I exalt you, the one who called my name in the night, who awakened life in the dry places of my heart, who breathed new winds into the places I thought held no beginning. I glorify you, Lord of the resurrection, who lives in me. Lord, in the midst of this holy transition, may my heart become good soil, ready to receive your word without it being stolen by worry or distraction. Teach me to slow down so I can recognize each moment when you gently draw near. Soften my heart so it will not close itself to the sacred just because life feels too full. I do not want to pass through this Easter season as one who walks past a miracle without knowing it. I want to see you clearly, vividly, and more deeply than ever before. Lord, many times I have doubted when promises remained unfulfilled, when prayers seemed unanswered. But today I ask you for a new kind of faith, a faith not rooted in feelings or circumstances, but grounded in your faithful nature. I know that every word you have spoken will not return void. Help me to hold on to every word as if it were my very breath. Even when my eyes have not yet seen, I choose to believe. Even when my ears have not yet heard, I still hope, for you are faithful, and my faith belongs to you. Lord, open my spiritual eyes to recognize those you have sent into my life this season. Help me not to miss the angels in disguise, those who appear in ordinary forms. Do not let me close my heart to the ones sent to awaken and shape me. Grant me humility to learn, gentleness to listen, and love to receive. And may I also become one you can send. A timely word of comfort, a simple act of kindness, filled with your love. A voice from heaven for a soul that is weary. Lord, cover the roof of my home with the shadow of your loving arm. Sanctify every room, every meal, every conversation. Heal misunderstandings, restore broken relationships, and pour forgiveness like fresh water over weary hearts. I pray for your presence to be among us, whether near or far, seen or unseen. Turn the house I live in into a place of worship, a dwelling of peace, a home where love never runs dry. Lord, in the midst of countless noises, please teach me how to be silent. Help me learn the art of stillness, not out of despair, but out of a deep longing to hear your voice. Grant me spiritual ears to discern your whisper even in the gentle breeze. When the world shouts, please keep my heart anchored in your tender peace. I do not want to live without hearing you. I do not want to make decisions without the guidance of your Spirit. Let me live in the holy frequency, where every breath aligns with your will. Lord, breathe new life into the dreams I once abandoned. Awaken the visions that have been buried, whether by fear, by pain, or by disappointment. I surrender to you all that I once believed in, all that I once cherished, all that once burned within me, but has since grown cold. Please restore, renew, and revive. Help me to believe again, not through striving, but through a faith fully placed in you, the one who never abandons the work you have begun. Lord, I thank you because you have never left me, even when I turned away. Thank you for being present not only in my moments of worship, but in the small, ordinary moments of my daily life. Thank you for drawing near not only when I get it right, but even when I fall. You are always gentle, always faithful, always loving. And that is what makes me want to be made new. Not out of fear of rejection, but because I have tasted the beauty of true, unconditional love. Lord, I thank you that this Easter season is unlike any before. Thank you for opening doors I could never open on my own. Thank you for working behind the scenes, rearranging everything according to heaven's design. Thank you that you are still faithful, still moving, still fulfilling your promises. I receive this new season with deep gratitude, and I believe with all my heart, what you have begun will bloom in its appointed time. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. If you love the Lord, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, so you won't miss out on the life-giving messages from God. Together we will grow in faith and live a life fully immersed in His love. Amen.